such as it is. Currently we have in the chat, @NowWeKnowPod. That's Kevin. He's editing the latest episode of our podcast, which I encourage you all to check out at patreon.com/nowweknow. It'll be live as of tomorrow. Covering the new Snow White remake. Is it good? Who knows? Maybe the mainstream media is lying to you. Maybe it's great. Doesn't sound likely, but it's certainly the sort of thing that could be true. So hello everyone, welcome. A fine evening here. It's been about three and a half weeks since I jumped on for an evening classic video game stream here at MCVM, Mr. Christopher's Video Machine. I always want to say MCVN, but that's just an ESPN thing. That's just the power of advertising. Yes, I agree. Kevin is just commenting in the chat about the plight of the formerly Oakland Athletics, currently playing in Sutter Health Park in Sacramento, where it's a minor league park. They don't have major league facilities. They have some major league players, although certainly the A's always have had a disproportionate number of let's say to compare them to the infamous remark made of those SNL casts of old, the not quite ready for prime time players. Well, they are spending a little bit now. Lawrence Butler coming back on, I believe, a $60 million deal. But yeah, we have friends in Sacramento who I'm sure are excited to improbably and farcically have a major league team playing in the former home of the San Francisco Giants minor league affiliate, the River Cats. Personally, I think they should have stayed in a major city where they were before. But I don't make the rules, and as somebody who enjoys baseball, Rob Manfred has no interest in my opinion. So we are here today to play. Yes, not the River Cats' exclusive home. They will still, again, improbably and farcically, be playing in the same the same stadium. Is it even a stadium? It's a park. If it's a minor league ball field, it's a park. It's not a stadium. You can colloquially, AT&T Park or Oracle Park where the Giants play. Okay, quote-unquote park. It is a stadium. But I don't think Sutter Health is a stadium. One man's opinion, but, wish the players all the best in these challenging times, except the ones who signed free agent deals to go there voluntarily after all this happened. Like, was it Luis Severino? Did he go there? Kevin in the chat, if you can inform me whether Luis Severino willingly joined the blank Athletics, the currently not willing to call them. Yes, he did. Shame on him. Shame on him. But we're not here to talk ball all night long. Maybe someday I'll launch a sports talk radio show or Twitch show. Pretty much spend most of my time yakking on the old yak box these days. But no, we are here to play a classic or perhaps not so classic video game for the Sega Genesis from the early 90s. Specifically 1993 for the Sega Genesis. Later was re-released in 2006 for the PlayStation Portable. It is Haunting, starring Polterguy. There you have it. You see that delightful box art right below me there. Now, it's worth noting, you really feel like the title, maybe there should be a colon in there, or a dash, or maybe starring Polterguy should be in parenthesis, but it's simply not true. The title of this game is Haunting starring Polterguy, and Polterguy has a trademark after it. So, that's something I don't like. I don't like it when the name of the character you play as is on the box, and they have a trademark symbol after it. Obviously, box art, it's all advertising, right? But I would like to be able to maintain a little bit of abstraction and a little bit more getting lost in the artistry of it, as opposed to frontlining the capitalist exchange in that fashion. How many games have a starring credit for a fictional character? Obviously, all of Mario's games basically have Mario in the title, right? The Legend of Zelda, there's a handful of them. Well, I guess A Link to the Past is playing on his name, but the word Link in that title is not... I don't think it's referring to the proper noun Link. It is supposed to be a link to the past, because I believe that game predates the others in the chronology. I could be wrong about that. If you want to go on YouTube and look up, what's the Zelda timeline canon, it's all pretty complicated. It's got enough deviating branches to make Mr. Kevin Feige blush. But we did get an announcement. There is apparently going to be a Zelda live-action movie coming sometime towards the back end of this decade, 2027, 2028. Announced on X.com, the Everything app, by Shigeru Miyamoto himself. You're right, it's not it's not starring Link or starring Mario, but well, yes. Friend of the show, Sean Sterling, will surely be in contention to play Link. But I say friend of the show. He's a friend of the podcast, now we know. He is a friend of this show, too, though, because he has enjoyed our content many a time. So, Polterguy, he's a pretty radical guy. Once again, if you see him, there he is. He's that green head there. He's over here, too. Polterguy is a green ghoul. I guess a poltergeist. Although this might be one of these situations where the wordplay was very tantalizing, but maybe there's things about him that mean he doesn't qualify as I don't actually know what makes a poltergeist. Sound off in the chat if you know the difference between a poltergeist, a ghosty, a ghoulie. Polterguy is a ghost, a green ectoplasmic ghost, perhaps playing on the popularity of the green ecto-ghost Slimer from, what are those movies called? The Ghostbusters. And he wears a motorcycle jacket. He's a pretty rad dude. Within the fiction of this game, he is killed in a skateboarding accident that is the fault of the company that manufactured the skateboard, which is under the auspices of Vito Sardini, a sleazy Italian-American businessman. And so Polterguy decides he is going to take revenge by haunting and terrorizing Vito Sardini and his family. Mama Sardini. Little brother and sister Sardini. And of course the family dog. But this is probably enough preamble. So this is a fun game. I haven't played it literally since I I had a copy of it. I think I rented as a kid. My memory of it is that it is a very inventive concept. There's really no game like this I've played. But I've since read reviews of it suggesting that, you know, it's a little undercooked. So this may be a, you know, a gold medal idea that didn't quite stick the landing. We shall see. To judge it now, to prejudge it, would be the very essence of prejudice. And so, here we go. Oh, there he is. Look at that hair. What do you guys think? I kind of wish we... Oh, there he is. There's the villain. Vito Sardini. MBA in sleazy economics. Totally hosed. V? Who's V? Is V Polterguy's real name? So this is just a demo, but as you can see, the way this game works is you're in their house, and you possess objects in the house in order to terrorize them. Look, a trunk full of entrails. Oh, he's getting sick. He's so scared. What's this? Uh-oh. Oh no. Those boxes turned into a coffin. A coffin with a hand coming out, not unlike the coffin in the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland. Washing machine full of blood. Don't get stuck in there. Oh my god, it's just too scary. And so, this is basically how it goes. So let's do it, folks. There they are, those sleazy Sardinis and their snazzy new home. Looks peaceful, huh? Well, I've got a radical surprise for 'em. This guy's enough of a hotshot that he runs a company that makes skateboards. Yeah, that's me, Polterguy. The green dude hanging on the left. I'd like you to meet Flo Sardini. Oh yeah, she can't see me. Heh, heh. I don't think he needed to tell me he was Polterguy. I think it was assumed. I use these things called frightums. Harem scarum to scare the Sardinis. This game is bigoted against Italians, by the way. Here's how. You press A when one lights up, and I dive in. You press A again, and I dive out. Then it's loaded. Got it? Now, I believe the color of the spark you jump into affects how, like, intense it is. Like, is this gonna be a big scare? I mean, any one of these scares should chase someone from a home immediately, like... Oh, she's wearing a wig. Keep your wig on, Flo. Oh, possessing things is poltergeist behavior. Thank you, Kevin. That's kind of cool, although still frightening. And look. Now she waddles on out of here. Now help me grab the ecto I scared out of her. Okay? Polterguy wants all his Garmonbosia, and he has it. Food fight. Probably coincidental that it looks like they're eating ecto. Yep. Get on out of here. Alright, now we're in it. I am playing. Let's see. Fear level calm. Not for long. Yeah, here we go. Oh, look at that. Yep. Not enough, not scary enough, huh? How about this? Oh, your carpet's bleeding, buddy. Now, for those curious, despite being able to hear the heartbeat on the soundtrack, you cannot induce heart attacks in these characters. You can merely scare them so much that they flee the house. That is your goal, to clear the house. Go check out your moving TV over there, partner. This guy's a lot more rugged than me. I would have left by now. Oh, yeah. You fucking coward. You absolute fool. Not so big now that I got this chair. Now, unfortunately, as you can see, Polterguy himself very nearly out of ecto, so hopefully I get an ecto drop here. If my ecto meter runs out, thank you, then I will be sent to the underworld. And if you die in the underworld, you're dead for good, so you have to keep scaring them in an efficient enough clip to keep a steady flow. Oh, here we go. A steady flow of ecto coming. Get his ass. Kill you. I'll fucking kill you. I can't hurt him, actually. I can only menace him. Surely that's enough. Surely a floating chainsaw trying to kill him would get him to leave this house. Yeah, get out of here. Move it. I need this ecto. That's it? That's all the ecto I get for menacing him with a chainsaw? Where did he go? He's over here. I could possess the Lindel. Go look at your clock, dude. A slightly more modest scare than some of these. Just leave. No house is worth this. Get out of here. Ah, wasted it. Didn't get it in time. Ugh, now I can't pick up the ecto? Hurry. I need the... Okay. Yeah, I am running on fumes here. I'm going to be in the underworld very soon. He's about to get a fax that says he's being audited. Uh-oh. Someone uninstalled CorelDRAW! Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, shit. Okay, well, I'm about to be banished to the underworld. I didn't get the ecto. Also, I'm doing something wrong here. How on earth is he not scared out of here already? Oh! I can pick the severity of scare. Okay. That's pretty good. So I guess it probably uses more ecto if I do a scarier scare. Well, I'm about to be banished from this plane anyways. Alright. To escape, pick up all ecto drops. Hopefully. Can I jump? Come on. Ugh! Now, when you're in this underworld, every time you come in here, your life does not replenish. It's a whole separate life bar when you're in the underworld, which means you really have to try not to take any hits. It's like, I think the whole game, you only get one life bar in the underworld. I have a spinning kick I can do. Or can I? I guess I can't do it when I'm in the underworld. Whoop, whoop! Stay away. Oh, shit. Hurry up and let me out of here, man. Okay. This is it, right? There we go. Alright. Okay, so... how am I gonna get this fucker out of here? Yeah, voodoo, sure. Let's try that. Whoop. That's my spin kick. Ah! Oh, I just throw bombs at him now? Look, man, I gotta scare your whole family out of this fucking house. Will you give me a break? Wish I understood what's... Okay, that's a special ability menu I'm picking from there. So those are extra scares. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, man. How do I get him out of here? I feel like I'm been terrorizing him pretty fucking well. There's some trick to this I'm not rocking. Try to chase you towards the front door. How about that? Ugh. Sure. Yeah, run for it. Just do me a favor and leave. Oh my god. There's clearly some dimension to this that is just totally beyond me right now. There's the front door, so he needs to go out there. Maybe I should throw in the towel on Vito and try to chase someone else out. Do someone who's actually next to the front door. Here we go. Alright, Tony. Tony Sardini. Gotta rig up a whole series of things here to get him. It's a real shock and awe campaign I'm waging on him here. Maybe this is the thing, I just need to stack them much faster. Wrong way, you little bastard! Leave this house! Maybe I have to get them all scared at the same time? Well, where's everyone else? Oh, yeah, maybe... Okay, so I... Because Vito's not listed here anymore. Alright, well, I'm gonna move on to the others and see. Maybe I just have to take them down one at a time, and I'm not getting how this works. of stuff in here. Oh, I'm in her diary. It's going to be read aloud against her will. Oh, wait. It's a music box. That's more of a tantrum than fright. So yeah, you're sort of getting a sense of what I was talking about. This is a very peculiar concept for a game. I've never really seen another game like it. And the selling point is that there's like more than 400 of these items you can engage with. The problem is that it is a somewhat, it's a somewhat limited premise, and at a certain point, it's just about how much you're enjoying the animations of them getting scared and the different scares you can do to them. Obviously, I'm struggling to sort of grasp exactly how I'm going about this. I'm sure, you know, there's 4 stages in this, 4 houses you have to boot them all out of. I never beat this game, but I'm pretty sure that I got at least through the second house when I was playing. All those years ago. Alright. See, that's the sort of thing you can't get on Nintendo. Get that Sega Genesis low-level gore. Some solid PG-13 gore. It is weird how some of the scares in this feel like, well, this is like a low-level PG haunted house, and then some of them are like, look, the trunk of his car is full of disemboweled bodies. Yes, I missed it. What was that gonna do for me? Oh, that was Super Ecto. That would have refilled my health in here, so I really should have grabbed that. But I'm doing fine on health. Oop. Oh no. Ugh. B? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe that wasn't Super Ecto. Yeah. I do remember, because I read the manual, or I read an FAQ about this. There's 12 of these underworld dungeons, and they just start repeating once you've done them all. So, they're giving you 3 trips here per house before it's like, well, you're doing so badly that... Oh, God. Oh. As you can see, that little picture of me in the lower left is my health bar. That's right, move. Move. You want some more, huh? She didn't even see the bugs? Alright, here we go. Let's do a little voodoo. Maybe these are like a finisher thing. Maybe that's how I actually scare them out of the house. Jesus. Somewhat violent imagery. She's a pretty tough cookie, I'll give her that. She has really been... she does not want to leave this kitchen. Alright. I'm gonna... keep it moving. Let's check in on Tony. We're now crashing into one of the criticisms that I read of this game, which is the AI is not very good for the inhabitants of the house. As you can see, in the first place, it's already starting to get repetitive, some of the scares I'm doing in here. But that is, I mean, they're sort of congregating in similar rooms. As you can see, the house is actually a bit bigger than I've explored now. Also, how does he calm himself down? Oh. Minutes since I was last attacked by a ghost. 5. I'm chill now. If these kids had smartwatches on, those things now can keep track of how quickly your heart rate drops back to baseline after being elevated. And the faster that happens, supposedly, the better your cardio health. This kid would be doing pretty good. I think I would probably require sedation if one of these things happened to me. Oh, that's right. Now we got the classics. What a classic ghost. Jesus, I'm almost out of Ecto again. I'm burning through it with all these scares, but I don't fully know what else to do. Is he picking his nose? What is he doing? Oh no! It's an Ecto-Wraith. Okay. I am well and truly a bit stuck here. I'm pretty flummoxed. If I can goad her into this room, maybe she'll... Jesus Christ. Ugh. Well, this isn't really a roaring start for me. Well, I'm collecting this ecto. Let me give a congratulations and words of praise to San Francisco Giants designated hitter Wilmer Flores on another big night tonight. Thanks, Wilmer. We all love you, and we are all pulling for you. I'm not even gonna make it out of the first house. I seemingly successfully scared one of them away. Off screen. Missed one, huh? Come on, let me out of here. There we go. How did I find a way to talk about the Ath game on this medium? Well, the thing about, as the Guardian newspaper in the UK says, a comment is free. All that's to it is to do it. But since you ask, Kevin mentioned that there was 18 home runs in their first game or something, and he suggested that Sutter Health Park might play a little small. Welcome. welcome to the stream. Flabbersplat. This is a game called Haunting, starring Polterguy. As you can see, I'm attempting to scare this snooty, sleazy Italian-American family so that they flee their upscale suburban home. It's been pretty touch and go so far. It's not going great. They're actually shockingly resilient to being scared. Ath game previously referenced athletics is what Flabbersplat is talking about. The once and future Oakland Athletics? It's not impossible. There was a time when they never thought the Browns would go back to Cleveland. Although obviously, technically, the Baltimore Ravens still possess the history of the Cleveland Browns. I guess I actually don't know if that's still true. Did they give it back? Is Jim Brown a Raven, as far as the NFL record books are concerned? I know the Thunder still have all the Seattle Sonics stuff. So, you know, Gary Payton, Thunder, Hall of Fame point guard. Are they my ancestors, the sleazy Italians? Well, that's anti-Italian bigotry, transparently. I feel like I should say that right off the bat. Come on. This stinks. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it's sure something. I cannot get these bastards out of here. Sting him to death. I'm gonna go back to the underworld again. Oh my god. Am I scaring too much? Too frequently? I'm certainly losing Ecto too quickly now. I probably won't even make it out of here alive. Ah. Ugh. You know, on top of everything else, these are not, this isn't very enjoyable, avoiding these grabbing arms. Ugh. I think I'm on my last hit. Ugh. Ugh. If they put the Ecto in front of the arms, there's only so much I can do. You have to pick up every drop before they let you out. Pretty spare music as well. No music in the... I mean, I kind of enjoy the lack of music in the house sequences because, you know, instead they're giving you the sound effects of the scares and they're giving you the heartbeat too. The heartbeat track. Alright. But, you know, all in all, playing it now, it really is coming across a little bit more just how spare this game is in so many ways. Super scare. Let's do it. Open that gift. Open the present. Turn around and look at the present. Oh my god. What? The fuck? Okay, that's just a glitch of some kind. What is... Okay, well, maybe there's a problem happening here that I cannot overcome, because that certainly should not be that way. Guess I can get them all worked up and then menace them with a chainsaw. Let's let them see the trunk full of entrails, and then I'll jump right into this chainsaw and I'll really take him for a spin around the paddock. He's very afraid, but not afraid enough. Where'd he go? Oh, the gift is better again, but he's not going for it. What's the fucking gift even do? Let's go in the Lindel. That's not even... doesn't even scale against the other stuff I've been doing. Yes, get out of here! Yes! Another one down. Alright. Slowly but surely. So I just have to corral them in the rooms where they can flee the house. What's FFF? Jesus Christ. So... it seems kind of random to some extent. I have to save the thing where I can take control of it to force them to certain exits. I guess that's pretty important. So using this, I can, like, move her around the room, sort of. Although I guess she's stuck in the corner now. Okay. Not to get caught up in a conversation about public health or, you know, medical preparedness, but her heartbeat erratic and arrhythmic compared to the others. I think she might have some underlying health issues that could prove hazardous. Read this book. Buy my book. Sit in this sofa. Look at this painting. All fine things to do. Yep. All right. Now run out that door. To the right. Get out of here. And don't come back. Alright. Now it's just me alone in here with a little Mimi. Once I've gotten Mimi out of here, I'll have cleared this house. But I'm low on ecto. I might not get it done in time, and I'm not going to survive another trip to the underworld, so this is dicey. Really wish I knew what that gift did. Okay. I do remember these rooms very clearly. I mean, I think you can kind of get the picture why this game was compelling to me as a kid, because it is... Oh, she pissed herself. How embarrassing. It is unusual. And there is an appeal anytime a game tries to do something new that you're not expecting. No, it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna get sent back. I simply took too long to figure out how to usher them towards the, If only they would give me one of those super ecto things that actually heals me down here. Doesn't look too likely, though. Come on. Just gotta... Fuck me. He did not play perfect basketball from here on out. That dungeon is nasty, man. All I wanted was some ecto, you know? No need for them to go ballistic on me, whoever they are. Oh well, see you next time. Well, I kinda gotta be square with you all. That was getting a little tedious. And I'm not really relishing the thought of replaying that whole first house. Not a lot of dynamic, original new scares to be seen in there, but I typically give everything I play on here, I try to give everything I play on here 2 hours. Started at 8. It's not even 9 yet, so I gotta give it another go. Polterguy's back in it. He's back in the fight. Okay. Let's deal with the ones who are ripe for the picking first. Vito is right next to that door. So if I can get him all nice and riled up, maybe I can chase him out on the quick. Huh? Did he move? Jesus, he moved already? Fucker. Don't give me the stinger. I didn't scare him out. I didn't earn it. He just left. Oh my god, you... Alright, let's scare you into that living room, shall we? Okay, get out of here. Run to that living room. No? Oh my god. This is punishing. He's just gonna run deeper into the fucking house. I know how this goes at this point. Oh, well, great. Well, that was a waste. Okay, good. Now we can get you out of here. Alright, he's gone. Why does it give me a sad cue when I scare him out? Guess it's mourning that he gave up. Okay, next up. Guess we'll do Flo next. God, I'm sick of this room. Man. She's got quite a rear on her when that skirt drops. Same thing many have observed about the moms in the Pixar movies. You're not gonna fear medium. Let's, no, let's go this way. No! You're gonna go that way. There you go. There you go. Hi. Still not maxed, huh? There you go. Get out of this room! Hurry it up! I'm gonna be sent to the underworld. that's not going to keep me going very long. But it's something. What? How'd she... okay. She really hightailed it. So, I shouldn't give up on the one I'm working on, because then their fear is going to decrease. Because they're all so fucking... ah, God. Well, I did that to myself. I would stop inspecting all my household cabinets and items in this situation. I need those ectos. Sexy ecty. Ugh. Alright. I'm gonna get through this house. I think at this point that's pretty clear that I will make it through this house. Okay. I'm awful familiar with this room now. That's pretty good. See that hair standing up? Looks like she's got a little case of harem scarum. There she goes. Another satisfied customer. Yep, there it is. This ecto is spawning behind furniture too frequently. I'm sure I just missed something there. Okay, now the kids. Good looking girl. Well, I really blitzed her here. I cannot fucking hold my brain to having to wait when they run out of the door. That's costing me dearly. I think the truth of it is that I'm not having a very good time with this game, so I'm trying to speed through it. And that is making it go worse because I'm not getting all the ecto drops I should be getting, because I keep forgetting about them because I'm impatient and grumpy. Yeah, keep running. So the amount of ecto I get is related to how much and how badly I scare them on a per room basis. Alright, I think I can clear this one out here. I think I've got her. Better get out of this house. That's right. Gone. Alright, just you and me, Tony. Lil Tone. Never even been in here. This must be Flo's room. least his room has a front door. Maybe if I'm real efficient, I can just clear him out of here right quick. Let's get you... Oh, stop your cowering. Whoops. Hey, a bathroom. Time for a little toilet trouble. Whoa. That was pretty grisly. That's what I mean, really inconsistent level of, horror in these scares. Alright, I can get him right here if I just hit him hard enough. This is a little old hat now, but may still work. Yeah, you're scared, huh? Oh, God, you fucker. It's just gonna keep happening. Scares will continue until leaving the house improves. Ah! Ecto Wraith. Well, that's gonna cost me. Where's he now? I don't think this is gonna get ranked very high. Which is a shame. I actually, I mean, I had a concern that it was possible it was gonna feel like it has. But, I nonetheless held out hope that it might not happen this way. Oh, here I go. Ugh, he was leaving! I hope it's not gonna make me scare him out again. I hope that didn't interrupt the... Ugh. Begging you for any enemy other than these arms. Alright. Let's see if he leaves. Nope. Gotta do it again, huh? Yeah, get out of here. Run. Alright. Spiking the football. Whoa, that was killer. You see Vito shaking in his $500 loafers? Look at him run. The big weenies. I think they're the most courageous people I've ever seen depicted in fiction to have hung in there as long as they did. This is small potatoes compared to what those jerks did to me. I mean, just look at me. Well, I'm just getting started here. Let's give them some more. Another fresh new crib. Where does this slime ball, Vito, get all his money? Anyway, you know it's now not legal, whatever he does. Oh yeah, more ecto. I wonder if they're insinuating that he's in the mafia because he's an Italian. What? So I have to do this between houses, too? Doesn't seem very sporting. I just did this right before I left the last one, too. Hey. I have to come in here between each house. And it's almost like I can't even really afford to end up in here in the house. I don't know. That whole side menu of scares clearly factors into this, but those gifts weren't doing anything. And that might just be a glitch. 'Cause it did glitch out, and it hasn't done anything yet, so I will have to stipulate there's some gameplay element here that I'm not keyed into. You know what? I'm gonna take a quick look here. Gonna look it up and see how I use those presents. I'm not losing ecto while I'm paused, am I? No. Good. Five special spells. Zombie Eyes, Supra Scare, Voodoo, Ecto Extra, and Dog Off. I don't know, I guess I just use them from that menu as I have been. Wait, they're not even all here, huh? Oh no, there's Vito. Alright, back at it. Sorry, Tony, you were my last victim and today you'll be my first. This is just a repeat of the... Oh, that's a good one. That was good. That was very good stuff. Yeah, I guess it takes up Ecto every time I do one of these scares, but at this point I'm not really seeing much downside to hitting them fast and hitting them hard. You really just have to speed them out of this house as fast as you possibly can. It's a bit of a drag how many of these are repeats. Like, given that the whole point of the game is the creativity of the scares, there isn't a lot else to this. I would like it to be. Okay, I got another suit of armor. Centerpiece. Yeah, that is it is not the heartbeat of someone who has long yet to go. Fear level medium, come on. This broad's pants fall off the second anything happens. There's nothing else I can do in here. You're just gonna have to leave. Ah, there we go. Oh. Alright, hand it over. Where is it? Please, thank you. Alright, now it's something. What about this bird? Yeah, here we go. That was good. Bird and birdcage explodes. That's a good one. Any more in here? There we go. Okay. Alright, this door back there. I can get her out of here. Hey, it's a picture of Fred Trump. Fred Trump, the president's father. Yep, that is what he looked like after he died. But then again, so do we all. Back to the mines. In a mine, in a mine. The Now We Know podcast. We do have a main feed episode about Snow White, our first full video episode, and then we've got the remake on patreon.com/nowweknow. Make sure to give it a look. Well, rather more of that than those arms. Maybe this is coming across in the watching of this, but the controls on him are very swimmy. And it's one of these things where it's kind of a little irritating finding the hitbox to even get the ecto. Alright, alright. Let's get you out of here, you old bat. In the immortal words of Spike Jonze. The musical artist, not the director. Oh, that's good. That is a good one. Alright, she's gone. Yeah, get out of here. Keep it moving. Out! Flo's gone. Alright. Alright, Tone. He's not the ugliest, but Tony's portrait might be the one that feels the most realistically like a shitty kid. Best viewers on steamboo.com. I removed the space. It appears we have a spam account in the chat. But that's alright. I take all comers here. I don't discriminate. Spammers and scammers need entertainment too. Some of them can't get to sleep at night unless someone is playing Polterguy. Sorry, Haunting, starring Polterguy, in the background. I've been told that. Yeah, make tracks, kid. Alright, still almost full. Ah, shit, that dog. Can I just leave the room? Is he gonna follow me? So the dog, calms down the humans, the people. They will lose their fear amount if the dog is barking at them. I don't entirely get why that is, but it is the case. So him going through a dog room is bad for me. Alright. Oh god, you're still fucking here? This kick is not very elegant. Leave me be. I can't fucking find anyone. Doesn't even matter, I'm going back to the fucking underworld! Ugh. I'm a little unsure whether I'm gonna make it out of this second house at this rate. And I don't think I've got it in me to do this a third time. Alright. Anyone watching any good movies lately? Me neither. Actually, I saw a pretty good movie yesterday. It's called Grandpa's Magical Toys. It will be covered on an upcoming episode of Now We Know. Paddington. Have you seen Paddington recently? How recently did you watch it? Flabber splat. I don't ask that idly. It's possible that you watched it. You might be watching it now, for all I know. I don't think you've even seen Paddington in Peru yet. There's a whole Paddington movie out there and you haven't watched it yet. My friends wouldn't watch it with me for my B-Day, so it's been a bit. Well, I have certainly watched and enjoyed Paddington with you before. You're welcome. Hello, everyone. My apologies for the poor audio quality cutting in here, but when I was doing this last night, unbeknownst to me, we lost audio for a period of about half an hour on the feed, and, well, we still had game audio, but we lost the sound of me talking, which, not to sound like a narcissist, but it is somewhat integral to the experience. I mean, I like a good austere commentary-free long play as much as the next guy, but not under the Mr. Christopher's Video Machine banner. I don't know, maybe someday I'll do something like that. But the point is my microphone, which has served me well for years. It's a Marantz mic. Marantz, my friends at Marantz. They are the manufacturer of the microphones that we have been using for the podcast, Now We Know, Kevin and I, for several years. And this was not one of the ones we picked up when we started expanding the podcast. This is part of their Pod Pack series, intended for podcasters. You can see it right there over on the video frame right now. I'm talking into it without a care in the world, thinking, of course, my trusty microphone continues to work as it always has. Little do I know that it has taken its last breath, seemingly. It stopped working dead on the air after that 77 minutes of exhilarating, haunting, starring Polterguy gameplay. And it has not worked in any other program either. It just seems like it is dead. And frankly, thanks to the fine bargain I got from my friends at Marantz on this PodPack microphone, it's not really worth it to me to be interrogating too much whether I can fix it or anything like that. I've done some basic research, but what is likely to happen at this point is that I will be taking some of the money that Kevin and I earn doing the show at patreon.com/nowweknow. Check it out. And reinvesting that, doubling and tripling down on audio recording technology. So I'll have a new microphone soon. That'll be good. I don't know how soon I'll get it because I want to be a little more... I want this one to last. I want something that's quality. I don't want to, be... Frankly, although the first several episodes of this show, I mean, it's great for the podcast, but the first few episodes of this show, I've been using as you can see, it connects to one of these metallic arms that mounts on the desk. It was never a good answer to the question of how to record this kind of Twitch stream. It's too obtrusive. It has to sit right over my mouth because there's a part of the microphone that captures the audio isn't the top, it's the front. So it sort of has to be right in front of your mouth, arrayed vertically. And it's just not ideal. So I'm going to be looking for more of a desk, a desk standing microphone that will serve both for recording remote podcasts here and then for doing Twitch streamy stuff. So in a way, it's a blessing in disguise. This is something I've been putting off doing, but it does mean that this delightful playthrough of Haunting starring Polterguy, which by the time the mic had cut out, I believe I had been souring somewhat vocally on the experience of playing this game. To reiterate what I will soon be saying in the wrap-up, it's not a good game. And that comes as a shock and some disappointment to me, because I had positive memories of it as a kid. But it's just, it's pretty punishing, and when I thought of it, when I was getting ready to play it, I was like, well, at the very least it'll be fun. Maybe it's a little undercooked, but it's an unusual premise. Sort of cartoony animations, scares. Who doesn't love a game where the goal is just to haunt and scare a dishonest Italian-American family? The answer, I guess, is me, because I think there's only one of those games, and I don't like it very much. As you can see here, this one here where the candelabra, the candles are exploding like that. There's 4 houses in this. I had already seen that candle thing. I already used it 6 or 7 times. There's definitely recycled assets here. Look, going in the window. Now I'm trying to get in that picture that looks like Fred Trump, the president's father. The clock on the mantle. All of this stuff gets pretty tiresome. Okay, now he's gonna bolt out of here. There we go. And yeah, I don't know. I really think it needed more scares to hold up in the way that I think it probably wanted to. There's that fucking dog. There's the ecto-wraith. So I sort of wanted to hop on and provide at least a little bit of explanation and commentary for this section of the video, albeit in much lower audio quality. Or at least give some manner of explanation for why you suddenly can't hear the words coming out of my mouth. Although I'll later address, there was one episode of MCVM where there were audio issues. It was not the fault of the microphone, it was how I was balancing the levels, but I did a Kirby's Adventure episode, a classic NES Kirby game. Had a good time with it, but then at the end I realized that the microphone had gotten jostled, or the alignment was off, and the microphone is so, or was, RIP, was so sensitive to having to talk into it at the exact right perfect angle that when I listened back to it, it was like you could barely hear me over the music. Kirby's Adventure, as I now know, it's a very loud game. Like, the music comes in hot on that one, so I had to turn the output source a lot lower than I normally would, and I needed to compensate for that also by turning up the gain. On the microphone, I didn't do that, so I ended up not releasing that one because I thought, you know, I want to run a professional outfit here, something I've sort of prided myself on, and I think Kevin and I, in our capacity as the co-hosts of Now We Know, have long prided ourselves on, is that in a world of, you know, hobbyist podcasting, we have worked quite hard, and I think have done quite a good job maintaining a pretty consistently sharp audio quality for the show. Even when, you know, even back when we were operating off of a single, you know, microphone that we were just talking into between the two of us sitting there, we've always done our best with that stuff. There's nothing I hate more than tuning into a podcast on a subject you think is interesting, and then you're like, oh, this is two people talking into tin cans with string between them, you know? That sort of thing matters to me, and so the idea of actually releasing an episode that has that level of audio issues or technical difficulties kind of makes me gnash my teeth, but I had a great privilege and an ability to basically say, well, lesson learned, I'm going to toss this Kirby episode in the trash, because Kirby's Adventure is a good game. Whatever extended thoughts you get out of me on it, you'll have to wait until I come back to it, but because of that, I knew, oh, I will take a few months, I'll come back to this, I'll have no problem picking it up again and playing it again. That was not the case for Haunting starring Polterguy, as I quickly learned. I realized when Kevin alerted me in the chat that my mic audio had not been working. I realized, well, if I get rid of this episode, there just never will be a Haunting starring Polterguy episode, because that's how run down I was. Certainly by the time I realized that 20 minutes from now in this video. But even at this point of playing it, I knew, like, I'm not gonna fucking play this game again. There's no way. It's just, I can't think of too many games that are this inventive on paper or have this level of an unusual concept that are as tedious as this. Usually the novelty of this kind of concept will at least get you to the point where, you know, even if it's not fully fleshed out, there's there's some amount of charm or some amount of pleasure in the experimentation, and that was not the case for this at all. I mean, by the time we're getting here, I think this is the third house, right? I'm pretty sure this is the third house they're in right now. I was stunned that I made it all the way to the fourth house. It was only because around here is where I realized that you have a spell that refills your ectometer, which meant that I didn't have to go to the underworld nearly as often as I was. That dog, man. I'm getting upset again just thinking about it. This is being recorded the day after, for the record. So people who watch live on Twitch will not have access to this. These dungeon levels are a real drag. The arms, some of them punch and some of them grab you, like jerk you back into the wall and you sort of bounce off. I do kind of like that action when they grab you and jerk you into the wall. Feels good. It feels like it conveys the violence of that action. The jarring violence of being grabbed by an enormous arm and slammed into the wall. Given a more robust and varied gameplay experience, I think I might like that a good deal, but, you know, when I'm in here every 5 minutes and I'm just desperate to get out, maybe I'm a little more humorless about it. Never did figure out what the letters are all about. The red, I don't know if that's blood or if it's red ecto. Some of it drops down in the shape of letters. I never figured out what that was all about. Have a quick sip of my coffee here. That's good coffee. That's actually, it's not very good. It's just, I can't remember. It's just, you know, espresso ground run through a drip coffee maker. I don't actually remember which brand it is. Is it Cafe Bustelo? Or is it the Italian one my mom drinks that I don't remember the name of? You know, the one in the green, white, and red cans. It's more bitter than the alternatives, I will say. I sort of... It feels like home to me, because growing up, my mom always had cans of that stuff sitting in the kitchen, but I don't like it as much. Yeah, see, now I'm thinking about using the dog off spell, because I'm so sick of this dog. It looks like No, I'm reacting with incredulity and frustration now because the dog left the room right before I could use the dog off. Earlier when I was fighting that ecto ghoul in the kitchen, I had a full-blown meltdown, which maybe it's for the best you couldn't hear, but I was screaming. I think my roommates became worried. They didn't know I was recording a Twitch stream in here, and I was basically shouting obscenities at the screen. I think it's the only time I've done that since I took up Twitch streaming. Or was it here where that happens? No. At this point, I'm just kind of blowing them off and trying to get out of the room when the dog or the wraith show up, which I see little evidence that's not a better way to deal with it. Okay. She's gonna run out of this room, and I think she's the last one, right? Keep going. I was wrong. Tony's still here. See, there's the Ecto spell. That's when I learned that I could heal myself. I didn't have that option in the first house, but maybe you pick it up along the way. Oh, maybe that's what the red blood / Ecto in the dungeon is. Maybe the letters correspond to the first letter of the spells, and that's how you get the spells. See? I'm still learning new things about this game. Oh, that's the best scare and most unnerving one in the whole game. The bandsaw that turns into a tooth. And the saw drills into the tooth and it erupts with blood. You have to tip your cap to some of these. Some of these were clearly made by high-grade sickos who knew, like, oh no, this is, you know, like a kid's movie where it's like, well, we gotta have something in here for the adults. Well, obviously a kid playing Haunting starring Polterguy will be frightened by the table turning into a spider, but what's something that would make an adult who maybe is on pace for a root canal wince? Every time he would take off and run in the door. I think that's the right door I wanted him to run in. This is back to the living room, right? Very hard to get into the doors. The I don't know what you call it, not the hitbox, but contacting the door in a way where it actually lets you go in is surprisingly frustrating. Sometimes the detection on just jumping into these objects, too, like the little sparkle won't appear. Yeah, I was getting pretty wrung out of shape when they wouldn't go in the... Oh, the dog is there. So the dog calms down the family members. And at this point, it was showing up a lot. And I was having such a bad time that I wasn't handling it well. Go on, get out of here. Awesome job, eh? Well, someone's gotta show those crooks that crime doesn't pay. I bet these lowlifes had no clue that I'd come back to haunt them like this. Heh, heh. I don't know about that dog, though. Something freaky about that mutt. I was mistaken. That was the second house. Because that star-shaped echo toe drop is the one that heals up your health all the way in the dungeon. So that's sort of your second lease on life, and that comes halfway through the game. At the end of House 2, making you come back to these dungeons between each house is grotesque for the amount of time you already spend here. And I guess they're doing so much of this because, like, this is the only more traditional action sequence outside of, oh, you have to fight the raid when the dog shows up. But, bad. It's quite bad. You can often see me going up to the little puddle of Ecto and just, like, dancing around it because I can't quite find where it is I have to step to get it. much later, I realized that if you jump over the ecto, you get it anyways. It's like they didn't bother to program in that you have to be on the same vertical plane in order to pick it up. Oh, this is great. This is great. There's manna from heaven right here, because this started off... Why is my head in my hands? I guess something happened that I didn't care for. It could just be that I'm unhappy playing the game. No, I know what it was. It's because I got that ecto, and I realized, okay, it's like a brand new ball game. But by this time, it was like 20 minutes until 10 p.m. And usually, you know, I will keep playing until 10, but after 10, it's first game over. I call it there. I do like typically a 2-hour stream, starting at 8, going to 10 Pacific. But then when I got that life up, I realized that although ostensibly it was a good thing for my ability to get deeper in the game, it meant I had to keep going. I mean, I didn't have to, but I felt a certain duty to do it. A duty to my own sense of integrity, a duty to the viewer, and a duty to video gamedom in general. And so, that moment there where I had my head in my hands was me realizing, oh, I'm nowhere near done this now. I might even make it to the final boss, which I guess there would be a certain exhilaration in that. Little bit of fun Chris trivia. I was just wearing some linen pants I bought a couple weeks ago, and I didn't realize the drawstrings, there were little caps on the little metal things on the end of the drawstrings, so I just accidentally pulled one of them off. They look much more handsome now. When she ran the wrong way out here instead of just running out of the house, I was a little unhappy, but this one does go pretty smoothly. I'm able to scare her back into that room and out the door pretty quickly, if I recall. Can't overstate what a feeling of relief it is to get someone out of the house that fast. Every time someone leaves, you're like, thank God, thank fucking God. You know, this game has, I can think of at least one thing this game has in common with the NBA playoffs, which is that it's a race to 16 wins. With 4 houses and 4 family members, you have to get 16 times you have to get them out that front door, screaming into the night. And that was my 9th right there. So, halfway home. This is a pretty good one. Pulls open her towel. And far from the alluring sight of a nude woman, her skin's open. It's all entrails in there, folks. Looking back on this now, I'm actually kind of surprised that I had the gumption to keep going with this. I was in a pretty foul mood with it by this time, but if you don't have a certain standard around, like, what the protocol is for how you're going to go about streaming like this, then before you know it, I'm going to be turning off every game that I'm not enjoying after 15 minutes. I can't very well do that. I mean, I could. I guess I could call it and switch it up to a different game. Maybe at some point I'll do longer streams where I'm hitting more games in a single episode, but this, I don't know, this felt right to me. The shower emitting large bubbles is certainly less frightening than a lot of this. Also, why is he looking at that sexy lady? He knows what's gonna happen. It's really a drag once you know every scare that's gonna happen, but you can't seem to cajole them out of the house. I should note, as I will later do, I should have updated my mood and biorhythm markers there already, because my mood was not tenuous, and my biorhythm was not slack by this time. My mood was bad, and my biorhythm was taut, I would say. Always nice to see a game shout out the owner. The best I could figure is that these ones where you can kind of control them and move around, I would use to try to nudge them towards the door I wanted them to exit out. But that was varyingly successful, let's say. Now I'm going to put down some dog food. Or no, I decided not to. I decided not to use the ecto spell just yet. The little guitar riff that plays when you get out of the underworld began to feel a bit like a cruel joke. I was pretty stoked when I realized that that door up there is a door to the outside. That was pretty good. I'm trying to pin her against that door here to motivate her to leave. There she goes. A little risque to show the sexy entrail lady to the child. See, this is what a kid wants as bathroom humor. What if a plunger could move? Like, maybe each member of the family should have a certain section of the house that only they operate. And that way, at least, it'd be more possible to, like, control how many times you're repeating these scare animations. Because I just felt like I kept getting stuck in these same... Come on, get them. There. These same rooms over and over again. I was so just interminably sick of them by the end. Now I'm gonna go back to that hallway with the modern art piece. Okay, now he's over there. Over here in the rumpus room. although I didn't have a lot of fun playing this game, watching it like this, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's more fun if you are not doing it, but I'm like, you guys had the worst of it. Watching this must be even worse than playing it, because at least I get to pick what scare to do when. So hopeful that I was gonna get this fucking kid out of this house without having to go back to the underworld, and it just didn't happen. I think the dog ups your ecto decay too. Yeah, look at me, I'm pretty unsafe. I'm really feeling it now. The time and the indignities have piled up. I'm like a pitcher who's given up 7 runs in 4 innings. And then the manager, you go back to the dugout, the manager's like, look, we're down 7-0, so we're not pulling you. You gotta eat these innings. All you want to do is go down to the clubhouse, take a hot shower, and try to put it all behind you. But the man says no. He says, you did so badly that at this point, we're just going to use you as a sock to cut our losses. That's, I imagine, sort of how I felt, muscling through the final moments of House 3 of Haunting, starring Polterguy. Polterguy himself, like as a character, probably one of the better things in the game. I mean, he's like a skateboard, motorcycle jacket dude, but he's also a radical, crude, rude ghost. I mean, there's a little something there, there's a little juice. It certainly feels almost like a parody of the whole Sega thing. Because at this point, I mean, Sega was very much, you know, Nintendo is too for kids. It's too regimented, you know. It's too much like the Disney of video games, whereas, Sega, you know, we're cool, we're hard, we're for teens, for rowdy teens and childish adults. But Polterguy feels like, you know, trying a little too hard in that regard, I would say. Neither as fun as Sonic, nor as gnarly and grotesque as the guy from Splatterhouse, whose name I forget. Alright, that's House 3. That's all they wrote for House 3. Once again, my head droops to my hands, realizing I've made it to the final house, and now kind of owe it to myself and you, the viewer, standing in the eyes of God, to try to defeat House 4. Well, so far so good. Don't you just love seeing Flo shake it like that? Raunchy. But after what she did to my little sister... Wait, where'd they go now? I do not know what he means about his little sister. I wasn't aware there was a little sister in this who was wronged by Flo. That was news to me. Oh, okay, it's time to school these lamos with some fresh frights. Just watch out for that weird dog. I can't figure that thing out. Oh well. Let's score some of that green stuff. Back to the dungeon. As you can see, I have very little life left. that face in the lower left-hand corner is how many hits I can take down here. At this point, I'm just tiny little segment of it around my eyes, and the eyes are flashing. So if I take like 2-3 more hits, I'm dead for good. And I will say, I did step it up as far as my intensity on these dungeon segments here. I took many fewer hits than I had been casually. At least for a little bit, as I was trying to get away with having next to no health. Every time I would get to a new house and I'd open the map and I'd see, oh, there's the 4 people in the house, my heart would just sink. So I'd be like, they're all back. I have to do it all over again. Who's my favorite of the 4? Polterguy clearly has a thing for Flo. He quite clearly enjoyed watching her shake it like that. Raunchy, as he said. I think I'm more of a Vito guy. Vito's a job creator. If you were in this situation, you'd probably be pretty bummed out when you started getting the indications that your 4th house was also haunted. I put down the dog food, but the dog had already left the room. This kept happening every time I tried to use that dog food. Oh, there he was. But he didn't even go for it. Okay. I also couldn't quite figure out how that affected him. I guess it distracts him, but for how long? The UFO was kind of cool. Vito Sardini. Father Guido Sardini. Guido Sarducci, remember him? I don't even remember who portrayed Guido Sarducci. Who was that? Let's see. Father Guido Sarducci, fictional character created by American comedian Don Novello for Saturday Night Live. A chain-smoking priest with tinted glasses. Some would say, as an Italian American myself, that I should have some sort of umbrage towards as broad and potentially offensive a character as Guido Sarducci. I mean, his first name is Guido, for God's sakes. But I'm just a go along to get along kind of guy, I guess. Now this was a little bit perturbing. This is the first time I had tried the zombie eyes ability. And I realized, oh, this allows me to take control of her. But it's like her body's still there, I'm controlling her spirit. And I thought, well, I'll walk her out of the house. I thought that was what this was for. As it stands, I have no idea what the point of this is, because as you can see, I'm wandering around. I can't leave the house. And then once it's over, she's back where her body is, so I can't even move her to a different room. If I even could have pinned her in a room that had an exit door next to it, debatably would have been worth it, but that's not how it works either, so I don't have the first clue what that was all about. Well, as you can see me looking off at my chat screen, this is where I realize and am informed that the microphone audio is not working. I have now paused the game and have set about trying to figure out what was wrong. This makes this an elegant place for me to cease my hastily added after the fact commentary track here. Look at me, look how upset I am. So, yeah, hopefully the next time I hop on stream, I might be stuck with this not good microphone for a bit. This is built in just to the webcam I've been using, which also isn't fantastic. It's okay for a small window like I've been doing for Twitch, but for video podcasting, I could really stand to have something different here as well. But, we'll see, but in relatively short order, I should have a much better microphone that will hopefully evade this kind of problem. So thank you all so much for following and joining the feed, Mr. Christopher's Video Machine on Twitch, Mr. Christopher Video Machine. And yeah, this will be going up on YouTube as well. So that's where you'll be watching it if you're hearing this audio. So thank you so much. And, yep. Take it away, me. Well, I dare say you can hear me now because I'm using a cheaper and much worse microphone. I don't know why it stopped working. That's quite frustrating. I don't know how long it wasn't working. In the event that it's been well and some time, this is a very bad game. I guess I don't know how much of my complaining has been audible, but yeah, this is really horrible. Well, good to know that this was all for nothing. I guess I won't be using the good mic again because seemingly not reliable. If I was enjoying it when last you heard, then yeah, no. If that's the case, who knows? Maybe I'll have to delete the whole stream and just chalk this up as a loss because I have been loudly complaining about this for at least the last 90 minutes. It's a really bad game. Absolutely interminable. But, I mean, it's still going. I'm on the fourth and last house. So, I guess I'll keep plugging away at it for a bit until I die. Well, in any event. Where am I? Oh, there we go. Dog. don't think I can survive another trip to the dungeon for more Ecto. So this may be coming to an end here soon. Unless I have another Ecto spell, do I? I do not. Let's do a super scare, why not? Oh, this fucking dog is back again. Okay, here we go. It's no-hitter time. Oh no, Polterguy. Ah, give me a break. Dude, I know I can beat that dungeon. Who rules that place anyway? Next time, I'm just gonna cruise through there. See ya then, bud. Well, I did set the current high score. And I think that high score, for me, at least, is gonna stick. That's, a very bad game. Almost got heartburn from the frustration of all that. So, it has been brought to my attention that my audio may not have been functioning for some time. I don't know how long. Which is crestfalling because it raises the possibility that none of you heard all the stuff I was saying about that game that was true, that has never been truer. This is a very bad game. I understand why I liked it as a kid, because the concept, in theory, is unique, unusual. You're not really going to find anything else like it. A game that relies on haunting household possessions to try to terrorize people and chase them out of a house. But the ecto mechanic, which is clearly there to throw an obstacle up at you that's going to keep you from just cruising through the game, fair enough. You're trying to come up with something to add some difficulty, but pretty noxious. The amount of times I had to go back to the ecto dungeon was extreme. Music and sound design, very bad. Basically no music to speak of except for when you're in the dungeon, and that stinks. But the biggest problem is the scares. You have to play back You know, I got through the first house, or close to the end on my first attempt, and then I got all the way to the fourth house on my second attempt. There's only 4 houses, so I was in the final level at the end there. I never got that far as a kid, so I now feel like I can take a full measure of the quality of this game, and the scares are just every 10 or so. There's one that is interesting or grotesque or a little more than you expect it to be, and it gets a little laugh out of you. But that's kind of all it is you see a cool scare and you're like, oh, haha, there we go. By and large, the scares are pretty rote and pretty unimpressive. They repeat. They're repeating assets throughout each house, house to house, which is not... I mean, I read just on the Wikipedia for this game before I started that there's over 400 objects you can interact with across these 4 houses. But many of those are duplicates. I think there's... I mean, I frankly, playing it now, I'm suspicious whether that's even true. 400? So about 100 per house? Didn't feel like it to me. But I'll take it at its word, I guess. But certainly some of those are duplicates, if not literally, recycled assets. It's the same concept. I'm very tired of possessing rugs and shower mats. The isometric view. The controls handle differently when you're in the dungeon and out. When you're in the dungeon, it's faster and he's a lot swimmier. And you have that big looping jump. You can't jump when you're in the house. All you can do is do a little run kick or that slow wind-up spinning kick. Hitting the ecto-wraiths with the kick is unwieldy because the isometric view angle makes it incredibly hard, even just to tell if you're online with what you're trying to hit. The dog is very irritating. Obviously, the dog is kind of the only mechanic to interfere with you scaring the family, but frankly, the AI of the family and their decision-making as they move from room to room, and you trying to manage that against your ever-depleting supply of ecto, even if you were still going to have the ecto-wraiths in the mix, I think it's frustration and stymieing enough. I don't think the dog is necessary. Now, I do happen to know what the dog is all about. At the end, you find out the dog is the final boss. He's actually a foul, grotesque beast, a fleshy mound beast, like in Akira. As I said, when my sound may have been out, I guess I can appreciate artistically how upset that dog was making me, because it actually reminded me a great deal of a real dog that was once in my life. Its behavior and look was actually pretty similar. So, but that's not a universal, not universal praise, not universally applicable. I am very regretful that my microphone cut out. I'm gonna post this anyways, and we'll see how much actual of my commentary was salvaged from that. I do believe in the integrity of this project of ranking all these games. We had some sound issues on a previous episode that led me to essentially can the episode and figure, well, I'll come back to this later once I've had enough time to, cool off. It was Kirby's Adventure. And Kirby's Adventure is a classic. I know I'll come back to it some other time. I'll be very happy with it. So I was unhappy, but I didn't sweat it too much to just burn that episode and figure I'll have to try this again another time. That is not going to happen. I'm never going to play this game again the rest of my life. I am, despite, I'm sure you're looking at me right now on this. Admittedly, this webcam's not great quality, so I'm probably a little blurry. But you're looking at me and you're thinking, well, how could he have played this as a child when he's no older than 28? Premature graying runs in my family. My mom's hair was gray at 28, which is why the fact that my hair is this gray should not dissuade you from assuming that I am merely 28 years old. But in reality, I'm 38 years old, and 39 is right on the horizon. In a matter of weeks. So I'm getting to a point in my life where more than I used to, you have an experience, you play one of these games, you watch a TV show, you watch a movie you haven't seen in a long time that maybe you knew. I'm on the fence about this. Maybe you liked it when you were younger. It's the whole premise of my podcast, obviously. Now we know. On Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Check out the podcast on YouTube and patreon.com/nowweknow. As I age, you get more of these where you're like, no, it would really be a mistake to spend a second more of my life on this. And that's where we're at with Haunting starring Polterguy. What could it have done differently? The AI, I read this going in. Sorry about that. The AI on the family, the Sardini family, which again, broad anti-Italian stereotypes. At one point, Polterguy sort of insinuates that they're involved in crime. Oh, I don't know how they got their money. I think this is a mafia thing that he's trying to insinuate. And not all Italian Americans are in the mafia. I'm not. You can tell. Because I never have enough money. The truth of the matter is the AI, quote unquote, whatever they called it back then, the programming. This article I read referred to it as AI. It's just programming. Simple 90s programming on the family, not good enough. It is very hard to get them from room to room. I feel like they should probably have a longer scale of getting scared. But once you top them out and they want to run out of the house, I think that should happen regardless of where they are in the house. Like, oh, I'm in the kitchen. There's no door to the outside here where I am. That should just happen on its own. Okay, he runs out of the room. I know he's leaving the house. I don't have to follow after him. That would have been a help. Fewer trips to the ecto chambers, the ecto dungeons would have been good. Even if you're going to keep all those visits to the ecto dungeons, sprinkle a little more health in there. Now that I've done it and I better understand the spells, you do have that ecto refill spell. I think if I ever wanted to do this again, I could definitely get to the final boss. I have seen gameplay footage of the final boss, however, and the mechanics of fighting that boss look like they would cause me to die of anger. because it's all lobbing like cherry bombs at it that have a high arc and you can't really control where they go. And then you also need to be mixing in that spin kick thing that's a nightmare. And it seems like the big challenge is just the inability to effectively control your attacks and how you move in the game. And that is the sort of thing that I don't care for. So, all in all, a pretty punishing gameplay experience. I have not gotten that upset or that disgusted with any game that I've played so far, which I guess kind of gives away what's going to be happening here. For consideration, on episode 5, mainline episode 5 of Mr. Christopher's Video Machine, we have, for the Sega Genesis, Haunting, starring Polterguy. It is now number 5, the worst. I should also quickly update my mood. Bad. Biorhythm. Tense. I think this is not going to stay the 5th best game of all time very long. I think unless the next one I pick, I'm sort of trolling myself and I'm picking something that I know to be kind of a bad game in order to, play a little prank on myself. I realize that when you're doing this performatively, people want tension. They want excitement. They want conflict. And sometimes, indeed, it can be pleasurable to you, the viewer, to watch me, the player, suffer a little bit. This dynamic is true in podcasting, too. If you go to patreon.com/nowweknow, you'll be able to hear our upcoming episode about the Snow White remake. That was a bit punishing as a watch. The next episode we release on our main feed, our free feed on Apple Podcasts and others like Spotify, about Grandpa's Magical Toys. That was a unique one, and it sort of played at exactly what I'm getting at. Sometimes some of the most joyous and uproarious laughter you can share is when you are being needled by someone about something you very much did not enjoy. But I guess all I can say on this one is that it wasn't that. Like, I go into some of these, I know they're not good. You turn on Mystery Science Theater 3000, a classic comfort show for me, from my childhood. You turn it on, you know the movie's not going to be good, but your robot friends are yucking it up. They're having a great time, and so you want to have a nice time with them watching this bad thing. This one startled me. I thought this was going to be good, because I liked it as a kid. I think I was swept away by the novelty of it. And I just didn't get how threadbare everything about it is. And how repetitive it is. How boring. Yeah. Really nothing else to say about this one. Haunting, starring Polterguy, for the Sega Genesis. The worst game of all time. Out of 5. Out of 5 games that I can confirm have ever been made, it's the worst one. So, I hope you've enjoyed watching. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties. I am curious if anyone in the chat is listening and is able to respond right now. I am curious how bad the audio sounds right now. I know it doesn't sound as good as the microphone I was using, but if this is reliable and it's not going to do what happened just now, I would much sooner just accept the sacrifice in audio quality. I guess I'll listen back to it once this is up. Totally fine, is what I'm told. Well, that's good to know. It's a little frustrating that I didn't just use it in the first place, but yeah. This fella here. This is the podcasting mic. And I'm flummoxed. I don't know what happened. I set it up, I tested it, it was running. The stream has been running the whole time. Everything is ship-shape, but it just, when I clicked back over, it just was non-responsive anymore. So, I don't know, but I'll either use this or frankly, I might invest in a new microphone over here at some point, or get some kind of different setup, because this arm, although it served me well in the past, is not actually, it's not the best for this desktop setup I have here, so we'll see. But I appreciate you joining. You'll be able to watch this here, video on demand on Twitch, for a little while yet. I think about 7 days is how long they leave it up for people like me who have not yet amassed the requisite following to be able to save them indefinitely. But you can also go to my YouTube channel, C. Tognotti, Chris Tognotti, that's my name, and check out the Mr. Christopher's Video Machine playlist, MCVM. All the mainline episodes, all the episodes that I feel comfortable posting, will be up there for your viewing pleasure. So, thank you so much, and see you soon.